All right, Mr. Sarabia, would you like to present anything else?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Ivancic would like to present the victim impact statement.
All right. Hang on a second, okay. Members of the jury, you are about to hear evidence about the impact of this murder on the family, friends, and community of Richard Ivancic, Laura Ivancic, and Nicholas Ivancic. This evidence will be presented to show the victims' uniqueness as individuals and the resulting loss by the deaths of Richard Ivancic, Laura Ivancic, and Nicholas Ivancic. However, you may not consider this evidence as an aggravating factor. Sir, you may proceed.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry to wear glasses because I'm getting old. I'm here representing myself and my family. I could not be here attendance today. I'd like to read my written statement to verbally express our feelings and discuss the impact this crime has had on me, personally, and my family. I'm speaking to you as the oldest biological son of Richard Ivancic Sr. It was very hard to try and put into a few words a lifetime of memories. With a father, and a bit later with his second wife, Laura, and the journey into the foster system. So where do I start? Our mother, Jane, and father, Rich, had 4 biological children, Richard and Mike and Mark, from their first marriage. Our parents were high school sweethearts. He was an all-star high school quarterback, and our mom was the captain of the cheerleading squad at West Tech High School in Cleveland. He was quite an athlete. He had offers to play for college ball, that is, until they had me. During his senior year in high school in 1965 and 1966. They were raising 4 kids by the age of 24 and were married for 14 years. But, of course, as they were childhood sweethearts, knowing each other since 7th grade, so just about over 20 years. After the divorce, my father spent some time searching for what he wanted to do with his life. Since graduating high school, Dad had worked his way up the ladder to CI, which is Cleveland Electrical Committee, and retired as a draftsman in their engineering department. After meeting his second wife, Laura, they decided to start their family. Unfortunately, after having 4 kids, due to the previous medical procedure, my father was unable to see additional children at this point in his life. This led them to the path of foster parenting. Dad and Laura were foster parents for many years, to many children, when they lived in North Carolina, Ohio. While they fostered many kids from various broken homes and families, his biological kids all lived in different states. We tried to keep in touch with him, get texts, phone calls, occasional visits to town to celebrate a holiday or birthday. Dad and Laura moved to Columbus, Ohio, after he retired, where he started a business called Powerline Accessories with a partner of his. They were what you call a modern-day storm chasers that would send power crews to areas impacted by major disasters, like hurricanes that we had in Florida. In fact, many of us in the courtroom may have been impacted by our father's work to restore power during some of the recent hurricanes during the 2007-17 timeframe. In 2017, he sold his shares of Powerline Accessories during this time of Powerline. He enjoyed boys' trips with his brothers, Ken, John, and Bob, along with some close friends. And on occasion, he would invite the young guys. We would join him, including myself, my cousin Jimmy, or brother-in-law, Doug. I'm sorry. We would have a great time bonding with the boys, playing golf, visiting local horse tracks or casinos, just simply enjoying life. It wasn't until they met and cared for Nick and Jamie that they decided that these were the 2 kids they wanted to adopt and raise as their own. Nick and Jamie were very young. I believe around the age of 5 and 8. I could be wrong. Both Nick and Jamie came from very challenging and unstable families. Laura and my dad changed all of that. They quickly became the children that they could not have themselves. They gave them everything they could possibly want or need growing up. Yes, they were quite spoiled. Even after retiring, they took care of Laura's parents in the later years, as well as caring for Nick and Jamie during this time. My dad and Roy loved foster kids that they cared for and were torn every time they had to give them up. They were innocent and loving parents and grandparents that had many more years in front of them. In fact, I was driving back from visiting my kids and granddaughter in South Carolina. I shared pictures of the trip with Dad and Laura, but never would have guessed that this was the last time I talked to them. We will never get to see them again and can only hold on to the memories that we shared along the journey of life before they were all taken away by him. Thank you.
Anything else regarding this witness? Any cross-examination? Thank you, sir. You may step down.
Thank you.
Please watch your steps. All of the witnesses that we're going to have today, so we're going to stop for the day a little bit early, which is not bad news. It's obviously been a long day. I do have a motion calendar in the morning with various other cases on the motion calendar. However, Judge Susan St. John has graciously volunteered to handle that for me, so she'll be handling that while we can start early. We really want to make sure that we get this done. Done even a little bit early. So if you can be back tomorrow at 8:45, so we'll have a full day of evidence and testimony tomorrow.